This is the 26th iteration of an Asics favorite, the Gel Nimbus. It's a first for me though, and I've been wanting to try out the Nimbus for almost a year now. So when I hear that a shoe has been around for a really long time, it tells me two things. The first thing is obviously that it's a crowd favorite. It's tried and true. It's like a staple. Basically, enough people like it for them to keep making it. The second thing it tells me is that this shoe will not come out with any real surprises year over year. It knows its job and it does it really well. And those two things can be said of the Nimbus 26. I have to say, the new Nimbus 26 is a really good looking shoe. Before you think otherwise, I'm talking about the overall design, not the color. I went with this banana boat yellow because, surprise, it was on sale. I thought it was kind of hideous at first, but it's really growing on me. Only thing is, I get cravings for a now and later every time I see this. For those of you who know, comment down below and let me know what your favorite flavor is. I think you can guess what mine is. This is essentially the same shoe as version 25, but I think this style is much better. I didn't like the rounded midsole that was sticking out on version 25. It made it look as heavy as it probably felt. Yes, the newest version is a tiny bit heavier, but you get a whole ½ millimeter more of this midsole. It's 42 millimeters in the heel and 34 in the forefoot. For my size 8.5 men's, it weighs a hefty 10.6 ounces or 301 grams. So if your mom liked to throw shoes at you whenever you messed up like mine did, be glad she didn't have a Nimbus around. But it has a lot of nice touches like this tongue loop for your laces. I don't know if you're supposed to actually use them, but it came like this and I'm kind of lazy to change it. It's also got the nice heel strap like in version 25. And as far as the lacing, it has the same system that I usually hate, but here there's absolutely no problem whatsoever. I don't know, maybe it's because they spread it out a little bit more so it doesn't get in the way of each other. And of course that premium silky material that I just can't get enough of is used around the ankle collar. There's plenty of padding. This is really a plus shoe. So far everything appears pretty standard until you get to this knitted tongue. It's gusseted, but have you ever seen this before? It's really elastic, almost cartoony. Out of the box I thought it was going to be a problem because as you can see the fabric is bunched right here. But don't worry, as soon as you put on the shoe and pull out the tongue, the fabric straightens out and conforms to your foot like a rubber glove. It's weird but nice. If OJ's gloves have been made of... never mind. Finally, the engineered upper wraps around your foot for a secure fit. It's not very breathable though. I have to point out one thing in terms of the fit. Yes, it's true to size, but there isn't a lot of room in the forefoot. You see, I always thought I had really narrow feet, but I don't think they're as skinny as I thought. They're just average volume. So if you have slightly wide feet, you might want to consider the wider version. For regular and narrow feet, they're very comfortable. But let's get down to the real goods, the midsole. I wanted to check out the max cushion on this baby. The midsole is FF Blast Plus Eco. It's the same foam that you find in like the Nova Blast and the Keanu. It's a soft foam that provides really good cushioning. But the question you probably have is this foam responsive? No, not really. I know it's kind of contradictory because the same foam is used in the Nova Blast. However, don't assume that just because two shoes have the same foam that you're going to get the same experience. Of course, there are other factors like the outsole and the stack height. Oh yeah, and the Nova Blast doesn't have a gel insert like this. Could that be the reason why? But I do think it's possible to create two different feels using the same foam. It's all in the molding. If you're curious why I believe that, check out the Nova Blast review I did after this. I stand by my comment. The Nova Blast is responsive. But don't let that turn you off. The point is that the Nimbus is not meant to be an all-around shoe. For me, this is not what I consider a daily trainer. It's for those long, easy runs and recovery runs, and that's where the performance matches the use case perfectly. If you've ever tried the Keanu 30, it feels exactly like that, but without the stability. So if you don't need the support and you want a highly cushioned shoe, this is it. The best way to describe the experience is this. As soon as your foot lands, the impact gets absorbed, and then there's like a second stage where it slowly lowers your foot to the ground, like it's being cradled. Don't look for help turning over your feet though, you won't get it. The FF Blast Plus Eco has what I call latency, so it makes the bounce back, the return of your energy, slow. I'd venture to guess that this shoe performs better for those with lower cadence and weight, because it'll give the foam just that tiny bit more time to recover. The downside is, regardless of how many steps per minute you take, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to maintain that pace, which is why I think the Nimbus doesn't work well for faster efforts. For me, I can't help comparing this to the Keanu 30. I do like that the foam is soft, and without that built-in stability, it's much smoother and you don't get that slapping sensation. But my feet and ankles felt a little sore after a couple 10-mile runs. Personally, given a choice of the two, I'd have to opt for the one with stability. The Nimbus platform is kind of wide, as you can see, so there's a little bit of stability there. I think it'll be a different issue once my legs and ankles get more used to the longer mileage I've been doing. The outsole, however, I prefer over the Kayano. They combine two different densities here. The hybrid Asics grip is found under the midfoot and the forefoot, and runs all the way down the lateral side. It's softer than the hare Plus, which is only on the medial side of the heel. The hybrid is softer and provides better grip, which I did notice. Personally, I wish they flipped the rubber on the heel because I tend to wear out the outer edge of my heel first. So to wrap it up, if you're looking for a shoe that'll protect your body on those long, easy runs, the Nimbus 26 is a really great choice. You'll be pleased with the level of cushioning as long as you're okay with that latency. Even if your pace doesn't, your body will thank you for it. In the new Nimbus, you can ease on down that road. Ride or run, let's get it done.